Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players. How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at a deck for the standard format, and it's another Mega Evolution deck in this series of the Mega Evolution decks. So, Mega Aggron-EX, 240 HP metal Pokemon with Megaton Slam for 120, and you can also flip a coin if you want, of course, and if you get heads, this attack will does 120 more, but if it's tails, unfortunately, it will does 20 damage to all of your benched Pokemons in play. 4 energies in order to do that, not a big deal, especially with double Course Energy and 2 Mega Turbos, can be easily powered up. Unfortunately, weakness on the fire, which means that it's going to be auto-loss against fire decks like Volcanion, minus 20 resistance to the Psychics, which is definitely plus, and high retreat cost for energies. 12 Pokemon in the deck, 4-3 line of the Aggron-EX and Mega Aggron, 1 Magearna-EX to help us counter that Glacian-EX. Also Hoopa-EX for the Scandering, same as 2 Shaymin-EX for the setup, and 1 Oranguru with the Instruct and with the Psychics, so we can actually maybe even attack with the Oranguru. Item cards, 4 copies of Mega Turbos. Simply attach 1 basic energy from your disco pile to one of your Mega Evolution Pokemons in play, 1 Professor's Leather, so we can search that for 2 basic energies and put them into our hand, 1 Special Charge and 1 Super Rod. Very important to be able to recycle those resources once we actually run out of them. So to be able to recycle double course energies and the metal energies, or even any other Pokemon that you actually need, very important. 4 copies of Trainers Mail, Ultra Balls, and VS Seekers, of course, for the best consistency as usual. The stadium decision at this time was a Parallel City, simply because with the Parallel City you can get rid of your Shaymin and Hoopas from the bench easily, and only have a Mega Aggron's Oranguru and Magearna in play. 1 copy of Delinquent is also very good, because in case if we face Parallel City we can simply discard it, but we can also discard Stadium from play and force our opponent to discard 3 cards from his hand, so if he has last 3 cards remaining, Delinquent can be very deadly. Same as the Hex Maniac, because it can help us a lot against abilities. 1 copy of Lysandre, so I can simply Lysandre one of my opponent benched Pokemon and switch his that benched Pokemon with his active Pokemon. 3 ends. 1 copy of Olympia for this free switch, of course. This deck actually have very high retreat cost, so you will need to have something like Olympia. Same as the Professor Sycamore, so we can go for 260 if we get lucky with heads on the coin flip. So with 260 damage counters, I think this is going to be more than enough to one-hit everything in the standard format, including Valor DX without fighting Fury Belt. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore's, this card hand draw 7 cards, 1 copy of Skyla, always good to have in Mega Evolution decks, simply because we can search deck for the Mega Turbo and attach energy from the discard pile. 3 copies of Mega Aggron Spirit Links, so I can evolve my Mega Aggron without losing the turn. 2 Float Stones, because this deck actually is very fat, as I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, so even sometimes with the Float Stone, the Mega Aggron can be good. Of course, if you just decide to Mega Evolve, losing your turn without a Spirit Link. But overall, it can also help a lot to retreat Aggron-EX with 4 retreat costs. Somehow I decided to go with 2 Float Stones instead of just going with 2 copies of Escape Ropes, but even Escape Ropes sometimes can be very good. 10 energies in total, 4 of them are going to be double course energies, and 6 of them are going to be regular metal basic energy cards. If you're looking for energies cards, as always, you can find them on ccgcastle.com with TCG Center file code. You can also get 5% discount on your first purchase. If you're looking to trade your old book, you can do that in exchange for upcoming Sun and Moon Guardian Raising booster box, so make sure to check all instructions in the video description that you really need to know. So let's do some game tests and see this deck in action, so see you in the game. Alright, so time for entertainment. I'm gonna start first. For today's video, I'm gonna play with the Mega Aggron-EX deck, so this is gonna be like a yesterday video with the Mega Absol. Very entertainment deck to watch, simply because we can strike for 240 damage counters if we can hit heads on the coin flip. That's just insane how powerful that it is. So I'm starting with 1 Oranguru. There is also Professor's Leather sitting in my hand, so definitely like that. First I'm gonna play that Professor's Leather, grab 2 Metal Energies. After that I'm gonna use my Ultra Ball. That Ultra Ball is gonna be for 2 Metal Energies and for Hoopa-EX. So right now with the Hoopa-EX I can simply set up. Before I do that, of course, I'm first gonna attach my Float Stone. Then I'm gonna Scundering my Hoopa, which is gonna be for 2 Agrons and 1 Shaymin-EX. I wish I can find somehow Mega Aggron Spurtling so I can have turn 2 Mega Aggron ready to roll. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. But it's possible, definitely. So set up for 3. Being able to set up for 3 will give me the opportunity to get Mega Aggron, but more than that, that's gonna be it. So I'm passing my turn right now, and that's just gonna be it. If I want to Mega Evolve, unfortunately I'm gonna lose my turn. Also, losing 2 copies of Mega Turbos without being able even to play them is not something you would like to get. So maybe top deck Trainers Mail for or even Skyla for Spurtling might not be that bad. So there's Espeon GX on the other side, and it's going to be with the CGI GX. Very familiar deck for me, of course. I played also Umbreon GX in that version of the build, and it was a lot of fun with it. So Psybeam for 30, and I'm gonna get confused. Trainer's Mail of Hope. I see. Will there be a Spurtling? I'm not seeing the Spurtling yet. However, I see Ultra Ball. So tell you what, energy attachment to my Aggron, Ultra Ball for something like Special Charge and Mega Turbo. For Shaymin-EX, of course, so I can set up. Being able to set up for 3, I might get lucky and I might hit that Spurtling. There we go, there's a Spurtling, and it's gonna be my Mega Aggron-EX featuring 2 copies of Mega Turbos in my hand. So, with 2 Mega Turbos, and also with the Trainer's Mail, I can also play my Instruct. There's another Spurtling, which I'm definitely gonna use. Then I'm gonna play my Instruct for more cards, and I'm gonna roll with the Sycamore for 7. That Sycamore for 7, nothing really good here, so I really need to hit hands on the coin flip right now so I can one-hit Magearna-EX Espeon GX. Yes, of course. That didn't happen. So all of my banished Pokemons are gonna take 2 damage counters. Alright, was close. 50-50 chance. If there was a heads, his Espeon would be knocked out, but it wasn't. So there's a double course energy, and right now he can strike me for like 60 plus, 120, that's 180 minus 20, 160, because I have resistance minus 20 on the Psychics. Yeah. Just a Psybeam for 10 sounds a little bit better in my opinion. Speaking about better, I'm just gonna attach 1 more energy, and after that I'm gonna use my Skyla. Skyla for something like Ultra Ball. With the Ultra Ball, I'm first gonna discard some of the resources from my hand that I really don't need, like Aggrons for example, in order to get myself a Mega Aggron. There we go. So I still need to flip that hands on the coin flip, because if I miss it, I'm gonna be knocked out, and that's definitely not something that I would like to get. So luckily I managed to hit heads, so there is no need to strike for 120 more. This Espeon is gonna be knocked out, and I'm gonna take 2 prize cards. So let's take a look. A double course energy and a Lysandre. Alright, so which means theoretically, if I can somehow find maybe even Olympia, I can switch for free on my bench. And then I can strike with my second Mega Aggron. On the other hand, I can always flip a coin since I'm confused. But to be honest, I really don't want to flip a coin. I really want just to one-hit knockout dead the CGI without too many problems. On the other side, there's also Lysandre sitting in my hand, so I have plenty of different options to do. That's for sure. Also, that Parallel City is something I'm looking for right now. 3 copies of Mega Turbo is discarded already, and there's 1 feeder arrow, 2 damage counters to my active Mega Aggron. And that's just gonna be it. Alright, I mean, I have Skyla, but Float Stone will not be effective. However, I also have my Hex Maniac and... well, tell you one thing, I'm gonna risk. Why not? I can pay for a retreat cost, and I can simply use my Seeker for something like a Skyla. And I can get myself another Mega Turbo. I don't even have that resource that I actually need, which is a Olympia. But tell you what, if I can flip heads with my Mega Tone Slam, the CGI is going to be knocked out. And there we go, 240 damage counters. The CGI GX is knocked out, and right now Mega Aggron just clears everything in front of it. So I also managed to pull my Olympia, which means that right now I can even have that free switch in case of the Lysandre. There's a Dartrix for my opponent. Only thing can help him is somehow to put another Banshee Pokemon or maybe the CGI GX over his Dartrix. But overall, I feel how this game is going to be over next turn, and it is, so it's a GG. Alright, so waiting that coin flip, starting first. Always nice to start first, especially if I'm going to play against item lock. So opening hand looks, well, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, I have Ultra Ball and double Course Energy, so can't complain too much. Oh, there's a Vileplume on the other side, so seeing Vileplume always kind of annoying. But at least I can have 2 extra cards. So Lorantis Vileplume is gonna be my opponent deck. Of course, I'm gonna need Spirit Link as fast as possible. Also, I'm gonna need that Ultra Ball, which is gonna be 4. Let me see. Can't set up with my Shaymin, can't put my Hoopa. The question is, will I be able to pull that Parallel City? I'll tell you one thing. Let's grab that Hoopa just because we can. Let's set up 1 more copy of the Aggron, 1 Magearna, and 1 Shaymin-EX. Even Magearna is not that bad. I mean, it can strike with 2 and 3 energies for 120. So I kind of like that. Shaymin set up for only 2 cards. There's Professor Sycamore and the Trainers Mail for Mega Turbo, or for the Float Stone, of course. It's going to be for the Float Stone. More than that, I think I'm going to use that Seeker for N. I'm also think I'm going to just play Professor Sycamore. Oh, there's an Ultra Ball. Why not? Why not if I can? Ultra Ball for another Shaymin-EX and set up for 3 more cards. Right now, the perfect card for me would be Parallel City, so I can simply discard both Shaymins. No sign of it. Well, let's theoretically say my opponent will miss somehow opportunity to get his Vileplume turn 1 in play. Then I can actually discard one of my Metal Energies to have that Mega Turbo turn 2 for 240, of course, with my Mega Aggron. Speaking about missing Vileplume, there is already Force of the Jump Plant and Lorantis GX for my opponent. And 1 N. Surprisingly, I'm gonna lose both Mega Aggrons, but it's okay. It's definitely okay. There's another Mega Aggron, there's also N, and another double Course Energy in my hand. There's also Lugia, that's interesting. That Lugia is going to be painful. I can definitely tell that. But so far, I'm not going to complain. There's 1 Float Stone, is going to be attached now to the Lugia. There's another Shaymin-EX. Seeing those Shaymins actually is very good for me, especially because I can simply one-hit knock them out for 120 with my Megaton Slam. So this is gonna be one more Ultra Ball. And Vileplume and Grass Energy discarded. Of course, with the Revitalizer, you can pick easily Vileplume from your discard pile, so that's not a big deal. For me, of course, it's going to be very important to get out of the item lock on turn 1. So there's a timer ball, so 2 hands on the coin flip. Oh no, 2 tails on the coin flip. Will that be it? Will that be just a Flower Supply for 40? Yes, it would be only 40 damage counter, so I actually get a lot of luck in this turn, which means that I'm gonna be able to Mega Evolve. I can also disrupt my entire opponent hand. To be honest, not sure how smart it would be, but I feel how that might not be bad. However, I really need more resources. So I'm just gonna Ultra Ball, and I'm gonna use the Ultra Ball for one of my Mega Agrons. So I can discard it. Be a Seeker for Professor Sycamore. Sycamore for 7, and of course I'm hunting for Ultra Ball, Mega Turbo. Speaking about Mega Turbo, managed to get one. Will I find another one? We shall see. First, of course, I'm gonna pick more energies, so I have greater Oh! Really? No more Ultra Balls? Played 4 of them, didn't even notice. Never mind. Trainers Mail, when I can. A Hex Maniac or Lysandre. Hex Maniac or Lysandre, I think I'm gonna benefit more from the Lysandre. And that's gonna be it. Shouldn't attach my DC down to my Aggron on the bench. Right now I actually kind of regret doing that. It was not the best decision, but still, really no need to worry. Really no need to worry. Oh, there's another end. No, I simply don't like to see those ends. I can't even know if the last card in my opponent's hand was N or he just managed to top deck N. There's one Ultra Ball. Still, I have a Hex Maniac sitting in my hand, which means I can simply prevent Vileplume irritating Pullen, but I don't have energy in my discard pile, which means I simply cannot get my Megaton Slam ready. Oh, there's just another Flower Supply for 40. Okay. And Olympia top deck. And the Trainer's Mail for, you know, Spurtling. Which I'm gonna get. Definitely. Well, I think it's time to Lysandre. He's another Lorentus on the bench. And pass my turn. I could simply pick up the Sycamore. The reason why I didn't want to do that is simply because if I discard my hand for 7, I would also lose my Olympian Hex Maniac with 2 copies of Mega Turbos. On the other side, I can simply just Olympia down to my Magearna and pass my turn, so I can also have that for a treat. Okay, so what I'm gonna need here is just a single Metal Energy card. I'm sitting on 3 Mega Turbos. I knew this is gonna happen. I knew how this is gonna happen, so I'm gonna pick myself a Float Stone, no doubt about it. I'm gonna get myself Float Stone. And I'm gonna pass my turn. So I still need that Metal Energy. Skyla was just perfectly timed. Oh, there's another end. So after I use my Skyla for Float Stone, he just ends me back, and I'm getting that energy ready. getting my energy ready, but I'm not getting Float Stone, which I just discarded. Okay, down to 10 cards. Still, I feel how this is gonna be very close game. I shouldn't let my opponent do that, not for sure. At least I have double course energy, which means that I can simply pay the retreat cost and use my Megatron Slam, and tries to hit for 240. No, it's gonna be 120. All of my benched Pokemons are gonna take 2 more damage counters, not a big deal. Especially if I can just max him out next turn. If he wants to retreat, he's gonna need to pay 2 energy cards. And of course, this is not gonna be that good. However, I still have 2 Mega Turbos sitting in my hand featuring my Hex Maniac, so that Hex Maniac is gonna be very powerful, especially after he used that Colorless GX attack. So Lurantis is a good one, but against Magearna-EX with 240 HP, it's not that good, especially if you can just lose your Lurantis with 1-hit knockout. That's not gonna be good. Also, I have one more V-Seeker left, and I have Lysandre in my discard pile, which means that somehow I might be able to get all the resources that I need. So right now I can just use my Megaton Slam, I don't need to strike for extra damage. Can go just for 120. I see 3 ends in my opponent's discard pile, which is good. There's a V-Seeker and there's a Trainers Mail, so 2 very good cards, because if I can 1-hit knockout next turn is Lurantis, I can just pull my V-Seeker for the Lysandre, and I can go for the knockout against his Shaymin-EX on the bench, which is going to be a GG for sure. So Colorless GX, there we go, which means that he can strike for 120 max per turn. That means only one thing. First, of course, I'm going to play my Hex Maniac. First, of course, I'm going to play my Hex Maniac so I can get my item cards going on. I have exactly 2 energies in my discard pile for 2 Mega Turbos. Then, of course, I'm going to play my Special Charge. I really want to use as max cards as I can. And I'm going to play my Trainers Mail, and with the Trainers Mail I'm also going to find myself a Float Stone, which is definitely going to be attached to my Hoopa. After that, of course, I'm going to play my V-Seeker, which is going to be for the Lysandre. And more than that, I'm using my Megaton Slam. If I hit heads, Lurantis is knocked out. Unfortunately, another Tails. Alright, at least he can go for 120. At least he can go for 120 and he can set up the knockout with the Lugia, but I'm gonna need to set up my knockout with Magearna-EX. Oh boy, oh boy. Not good at all. Of course, he can always switch down to another Lurantis and strike for 40, attaching a couple energies, but yeah, he already did that, Colorless GX, so he's without GX attack. Or on the other side, I can just Lysandre and knock out his Shaymin on the bench, for sure. Oh, there's energy attached to the Lugia. So I'm gonna need top deck energy card, or this is not gonna be good. After I take 120, Lugia can strike for like 100, so I have 140, he healed 90, which is not a big deal. No energy as a top deck, that's not good. That's not good. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. 110. Yeah, I shouldn't grab Lysandre, I should actually go just for a Olympia. So I can heal some damage counters from my Mega Aggron. However, I can still Lysandre his Lurantis. Buy some turns, of course. Yeah, Megaton Slam without energy attached this turn. This is the biggest concern for me, actually, that I don't have energy attached. There's a Super Rod and there's a Oranguru. Again, no energy card in my hand. Again, no energy, which means Lugia can right now go for the knockout. And with that being said, there's another... oh, there's a Sycamore for 7, so no energy in his hand. You gotta be kidding me that there's no energy in his hand. And right now he have access to the energy. I mean, what I can do here is basically... Lysandre Wild Bloom and try to stall a turn, but... that's really not something that I would like to do. Oranguru and maybe end down to 2. And down to 2. Maybe I can somehow create Shaymin loop if I can get double course energy. I don't see sign of the double course energy, but I still can draw 1 card with my Oranguru, which is gonna be a Parallel City. Even playing that Parallel City is not bad, especially because I can just discard my Hoopa. 20, 40, 60. Well, for now, let it be just with Magearna in the front. I mean, a Float Stone is issues. Float Stone is issues, and there's just the Aero Ball for 40. However, I finally managed to get my double course energy as a top deck. So I'm also going to use my Instruct. I might pull that Lysandre, nope, just a Sycamore. So I can Sky Return. Sky Returning for 30 actually will create a loop. And if there's not going to be N for my opponent, he simply, I will simply just Sky Return, Sky Return, Sky Return. Of course, if he can find 2 more energies, then he can use Deep Hurricane. I'm gonna have that opportunity to power up my Magearna, that's for sure, but there's another Aero Ball for 40. Okay, 2 extra cards. Still no sign of the card that I'm looking for. Another Sky Return. Which means right now I will have opportunity to set 1 energy down to my Magearna. But still this is gonna be tricky. I might just go with energy to Oranguru, simply because I can go for 60, 80, 100. Yeah, I'm gonna go with energy to Oranguru if he decides to attack. Let's turn my Shaymin-EX. Oh, there's a Lysandre onto my Oranguru for the Aero Ball for 40. If I attach energy, it's gonna be 60. If he attach energy, it's gonna be 80, so that means it's gonna be over. How many Lysandres he played? 3 of them, so he don't have Lysandre anymore. So 1 energy down to Magearna. Energy to pull up my Oranguru. Yeah, I'm gonna have enough resources. I'm gonna have enough resources. I just need to pass my turn. Next turn, I'm putting back my Oranguru. I'm switching back my Oranguru down to the Shaymin, and basically I'm letting him to attack my Oranguru. I don't know if he had access to the energy card. There's a Sycamore, so right now he probably would have 1 energy. If he misses energy, I'm gonna be fine, but if he gets energy, that's not gonna be good. Oh, energy attached down to Lurantis. And this is gonna be 40, and of course energy attached to either way Lugia or to Lurantis, so he can go with the Solar Blade for 120. And you can guess what is the card that I need for the top deck. Aggron can help. not enough. Simply need to switch. I simply need to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in my hand. 4, 5 energies, 8 energies. He is gonna have energy, that's for sure. Well, simply need to do that. I mean, the only one who can survive the one-hit knockout is, of course, my Aggron. If I promote my Aggron in the front, I simply cannot retreat. Without being able to retreat, there's a second energy card, of course. Right now, he can just switch and use the Deep Hurricane and knocks out my Shaymin, which is gonna be it. So that's the knockout.